Check, check. I think the difficult part about the faith is that they have all these cliche sayings of like let go and let God. We have to trust without knowing, and I mean that is the definition of faith, and that's what's so difficult about the faith. I mean, not believing that Christ is Lord. I mean, of course, I mean that's true. But the faith of like, Lord, is what I'm working towards gonna be fruitful? Like, Lord, am I going to accomplish these things I'm setting out towards? Like, God, do you hear my prayers? And I think that is the most difficult thing about the faith. I think that's why it's so important to read the Word and understand the stories of the Word, because nothing is new, as it says, nothing is new under the sun, and everybody in the Bible were tested in their faith, and you see them, whether it's at the beginning with Abram, who was Abraham, or you go through the prophets, or then you even learn about David and whatnot. Like, all of these stories showed someone who didn't know and who questioned, yet God was there and God showed up. That's why one of my favorite stories of King David was when he was still just a little shepherd boy, and he was on the battlefield talking about Goliath, and David said, I'm quoting it, or like, forgive me if I'm not quoting it word for word, but along the lines of David saying, like, the Lord was there when I slayed the bear, the Lord was there when I slayed the lion, and the Lord will be there when I take out this Philistine. Like, we have so many things we have accomplished. We have so many things that we have, achieved at. At least for me, it's still so difficult to trust when we don't know, and like we're uncertain. Again, not we, but me for sure. Um, this is this is why I truly love Psalm 23, and again, it's one of the most popular psalms. It's my personal favorite, but it's because it reminds us of who He is, who God is. It shows us His character. It shows us His love and His presence and His provision for us. And it's like, I think it's on the day to day for me that's so difficult, because I want to see the success already. I want to feel the accomplishment already, and I want to be confident that God is with me right now. And so many times I'm so like fickle or wish-washy in myself because I'm so uncertain sometimes. And that is what's difficult about the faith, for me personally. So Psalm 23 being, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me down the path of righteousness for His name's sake. Now, that's why it's so important, because like I realize in myself is like I want to be successful for my own glory, for my own sake, which isn't the right intentions. And I know that. And I find myself looking in the mirror and remembering, like, yo, this is all for God. Everything, every single thing is for God. Like Paul's saying, whether I have or whether I have not, I am content. I am still full of joy. And that's where I see my ego getting in the way, is that like I want it to work so that I could be proud in myself. And maybe that's why it's taken so long, because God is reminding me, like, boy, you better know who gets all that glory, because it's all for Him. What I love about that part in Psalm 23 is that it says there that He leads me down the path of righteousness for His name's sake. And it would be so awesome is that if that verse came at the beginning, where he makes me to lie down in green pastures and He leads me beside the still waters. But that's not how Psalm 23 goes. It says, He leads me down the path of righteousness for His name's sake. Yes, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. So you see, He leads me down the path of righteousness for His name's sake. Guess what? There's testing on the other end. There's tribulation for the other end. There's hard times at the other end. because that's going to test our faith to see if he can truly trust us with what we are working towards. If he can trust us with the blessing that is put upon us. Yes, so I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup runneth over. I always think when it's the you prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies, it makes me feel like I belong here. This is a table of my enemies. This is the unknown. This is the dangerous, right? Yet there's a place for me at that table. There's a little placard that says Duran seat. Duran belongs here. And that builds my confidence to know that, God is preparing something for me. He already has prepared something for me. I just need to walk the righteous path and get there, cross the finish line, and do it for his glory. Remembering that, like, my cup runneth over, and my cup doesn't runneth over because I have money or I have cars or I have things. My cup runneth over because of the peace in my life, because of the joy in my life, because of the abundance of family and friends, and the abundance of his provision. And that doesn't look like money in the bank, that doesn't look like cars in the driveway. My cup runneth over because of his presence, because of his word, because of his joy and his peace that is in my life. And so much more, I want his peace more than anything. What good is having everything if you don't have God's peace, right? My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. I got the biggest revelation from Psalm 23 from that, and because you read Psalm 23 and it's about God is there for you. God is providing for you. God is leading you. His presence is there. He restores your soul. Like, you have, surely goodness and mercy will follow you all the days of your life. Yet that's not all. That and in Psalm 23 gave me the biggest revelation, is that, like, God has everything for you already. The abundance of the kingdom is so miraculous that, like, I literally have no comprehension of his abundance. Surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. And it is this scripture that truly fills my spirit with faith, with confidence, with reassurance. That's why I started the video with, like, that's why the faith is difficult, because I'm uncertain. I don't know. I want to trust, but it's hard to sometimes. And yet when I recite Psalm 23, I'm reminded of who he is, how great he is, what he's already done for me, and what he's continuing to do for me, for my family, for my wife, for my future kids, for my businesses. It's for the people I have not yet met and came into contact with. God is working it all out for his good. As dark as the world is, as difficult as things are, God is still providing. God is still showing up. God is still opening the kingdom of heaven up for me to dwell in forever. And with that, how can I be stressed? How can I be angry? How can I be upset and sad and depressed? How can I lack when I'm reminded that surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever? So, my friends, I wanted to share with you that, like, just because we have Christ in our life doesn't mean everything is all, colorful flowers and butterflies and rainbows and candy and sweets and always great. Like, I still struggle. I still have hard times. I mean, I still, like, work at loving myself and being confident in myself, even though I know how great God is. Although I have Christ in my life and in my heart, I still have a hard time of my faith, you know? That doesn't mean that, like, I'm not blessed. That doesn't mean that I don't have Christ. It's that I am an infinite individual trying to understand No, I'm so sorry. I'm not infinite. Sorry. I am a finite individual trying to understand an infinite God. I'm such a finite little speck of existence here, and I am trying to grasp the infinite almighty within my small little head and brain. And it's remembering that I don't know everything. I still have so much to learn. I'm still relatively young. But man, God has been so good to me my entire life, despite the hard times. Why would He stop being good to me now?